Greetings everyone, this is the battle guide for Roots of War. I will definitely simplify it for you and make it so easy for you, but keep in mind that you got to watch the preparation guide, which is before this video, before you even watch this video, so you can understand how the basic mechanics works. Shout out to Meower for helping me get those videos footages, which I'm going to use through this video. The link in the description below if you want to watch them. Now, the whole objective of this event is getting more alliance score than your enemy. Do you see this score? This score up there, what determines whether you are going to win or you are going to lose. The battle itself, the event itself, is 1 full hour. If you, by the end of this 1 hour, got a higher alliance score, then you are going to win. If you are going to have a lower score than your enemy, then basically you are going to lose. And what is the point of winning here, and what is the point of losing here? There are rewards. These rewards you are getting based on your personal score. For example, if your personal score is in the winning team, let's take an example of this one, you are getting double the rewards of the losing team. The losing team with the best score are going to get 5 G1 token, which is fragment token, and when in the winning team he is basically going to get double, which is like 10. That's basically it in short. Now when you start you are either yellow or you are green. As you can see, you are confused at the moment, but you will start here. Let us assume that you have started in yellow. So what you are supposed to do, you have your own marshes here. It doesn't die, it gets only wounded, so don't worry about that. Once you go into the match, there are 3 minutes. Those 3 minutes are the preparation time in which your R4s and R5 can set markers in the map to tell you where to go. As you can see, there are buildings around the map. Each single one of those buildings has purpose and has alliance points. It generates alliance points. If you want to see how much it generates alliance points, you can basically click at the building itself or go into the rules and check how much they are giving. You can basically check it from scoring and see the limestone, the tree. Each single one will have point system. One will have an alliance points and one will have player points. Player points is the one that is going to give you rewards as soon as you reach milestone, which has been mentioned in rewards. But the alliance points is the one that is going to determine whether you are going to lose or win. One very important thing in this mode is that there is something called first occupation points. Basically, whoever goes inside the building first and occupy it for 2 minutes based on the building itself. You can either do that with a rally, or if you are marches fast enough, you can go that with a solo march and go inside the building and take it. But of course, it takes time. There is an occupation timer for each single building. For example, the hole gives you 750 points, being the highest on the buildings, not the limestone. And there is the tree, which gives you 400, and then after the occupation time, it starts generating points for your team. The hole for itself, and any hole gives you a 750 and then 150 every single minute. So the more you occupy, the more points you generate per minute. However, there is another way to get points, which is the easiest way, which is called gathering. Next to any hole, next to any building, most of the buildings, you will find these pools. These pools, you can send a march through it and it would gather really fast based on the level of the pool itself. For example, you have this gathering level 1 or level 2 or level 3. Once you are done with the gathering, you have to go all the way back to your camp and submit the points. It automatically happens, of course, but otherwise you are not be able to add the points into your alliance point. The gathering here adds points for your team and adds points for your solo points. Another way to get solo points is by attacking, but it does not give you by any means any score related to the line, but of course you need it to push the enemy away. One more thing you need to know is there is a fog of war, which means you cannot see the enemy ahead unless they are nearby a building that you occupy or you own. Now, that us speak about each single building and what is the point and what is the use of them. As soon as you spawn, as I said, you are either yellow or you are either green or basically blue. I'm not sure, I have some issues with the colors. The first building you are going to see is those small outposts. There are 4 around the map. As soon as you take these outposts, it will provide you with bigger vision and it generates little bit of score. And then nearby buildings you find those tree of healing, which is one of the most important buildings so far, at least for this current season, because it is the only building that increase the elixir production speed. And if you have watched my first video, you won't have an initial elixir and you cannot save elixir in this mod. So these trees are the most important areas if you want to keep on fighting, because inside this mod you cannot use them unless you have a lot of resources. But like literally, I do not recommend you to use resources in this mod because it's really a lot, especially if you're T5 or T4 player. If you have saved a lot of resources, that's up to you. But these 2 buildings are the most important building for you to keep on fighting, and they are really worth fighting for. To heal your troops, you can simply click at your camp and this icon, and you will be able to heal your troops for this elixir. If you don't want to use elixir, you can go ahead and use the resources. Now there are those trees that is called Tree of Courage. Those trees, of course, all of the buildings here gives you an alliance score and solo score. Tree of Courage gives you a score here, yes, but it gives an attack and defense to all of your team. So occupying this building will give you an attack and defense. I don't find it that much useful, but of course on any building you are supposed to take most of the building at least. Now comes the holes, which is the fat or the giant way of obtaining and generating score. Those holes give you a lot of alliance points, which again contributes into winning. There are 4 holes. There are basically hole that is easier to get, which is next to you, and an hole that is next to the enemy, and then there are 2 holes in the center that you can fight for, which is most likely where you are going to fight most of the time. Now here's the thing, this is the most important factor that generates ton load of points, which is called life stones. There are 3 areas in which life stone will appear. It will appear on one of them. On any of these 3, as you can see in the map, the life stone will appear on any of them, and you got to take it and go into any building that is owned by your team. You have to go to a building hall basically, or any building. It says here that you can have to deliver it to one of your team's building or neutral building to score high amount. Keep in mind and be careful not to deliver the life stone into the pool. If it dropped, anyone else can pick it up and deliver it. And if you deliver to the safe stone, it will spawn at the original location shortly afterward without granting your team points. So basically, if you take this stone, this life stone, you got to put it into any building that you have conquered or occupied, but do not take it to your safe zone. Your safe zone basically is the area in which you respond, whether you are green or whether you are yellow. There is one final thing I wanted to add here, that you can summon Behemoth every 15 minutes. You will have an indicator and the timer on your interface that will show how much time left for you to be able to summon the Behemoth, and only the Beastmaster is the one that would be able to summon the Behemoth. That's all for the guide. I hope it was easy for you to understand, and if you need any questions, please ask below. I will do my best to answer them. Have a wonderful day, everyone.